All right, here we go, my lovelies. Our lesson this week, or well, our lesson today is going to be focused on adverbs. I know we talked about nouns and verbs and adjectives earlier this year, but I want to extend it a little bit to adverbs, and this is probably going to be a review for some of you. That's okay. Sometimes reviewing things are good for us. So adverbs are words that describe verbs, and that's easy to remember because the word verb is right there in the word adverb. So it's kind of like an addition that helps us understand verbs a little bit better in our sentences. So just like adjectives describe nouns, meaning if I said the blanket was soft, soft describes the blanket. Adverbs describe verbs. In fact, they help us to explain or to show how the verb was done or is being done or is happening. Let me give you some examples. Here's a basic sentence. Anika ran to the playground. Now, the verb in this sentence, the thing you can do, is ran or run. But how did she run? Well, she could have run slowly, she could have run quickly, she could have run sillily, she could have run all sorts of ways. But I'm going to say Anika quickly ran to the playground. Quickly is an adverb. It describes how Anika ran. So it gives us a little bit more specific information into how that verb was done. Let's look at another one. Liam played his new game. But how did he play his new game? Well, again, the verb is played. So how did he play? Maybe if he was really happy, he played his new game happily or gleefully, or maybe he didn't like his new game and maybe he played his new game begrudgingly. There's lots of different ways Liam could have played this game. So I'm going to say Liam happily played his new game. How did he play? He played happily. It describes how he did the thing. So now I can kind of imagine Liam sitting in front of his Xbox or his PlayStation or his Switch or whatever he's playing this game on, and he has a big grin on his face because he's happily playing. It helps me to visualize how the verb is being done. That's pretty cool. Here's another one. Jayla read her new book, or new books. She's an avid reader. She has many books going on. Well, the verb is read. So how did she read? Oh, well, I bet she silently read her new books, or she silently read her new books. So if I asked, how did she read? I can imagine that she's sitting there in the room and you can hear a pin drop because she's silently just devouring the book. That gives me a much more vivid image than just she read the book. Now here's a misconception. Misconception is like a misunderstanding. People think adverbs have to be right next to the verb in the sentence. And you know what? I totally played into this misconception. Look, my adverb, I put it right before my verb every single time. But you know what? That's not true. They don't have to be right next to the verb. In fact, there are lots of places that adverbs can go in a sentence. So I have the same sentence here 3 times. Anya laid down onto the couch. Okay, let's see. Where could I, first of all, the verb here is laid. She laid on the couch. Okay, so I want to describe how she laid on the couch. How about I could say Anya laid sleepily down onto the couch. So I can put it right after. I could also put it at the very, very end. Anya laid down onto the couch sleepily. Still an adverb. Still describes how she laid on the couch. Oh, I could even put it at the very beginning with a comma. I could say sleepily, comma, Anya laid down onto the couch. So you see how I can put that adverb in a lot of different places in the sentence? It doesn't have to be right next to, it doesn't have to be right next to the verb. Now, I have it right next to the verb in my first choice, but that's not the only option. So don't feel like your adverbs are stuck in one spot, because they're not. All right, it's your turn. That was a short lesson, huh? You're going to complete your no red ink assignment for today on adverbs. It is in your Monday folder, which should be easy for you to find because that's where you found this lesson. Okay, go do the no red ink assignment, and then you can take a break if you want, or you could jump right into doing your reading assignment and video, and then take a break after. Up to you.